They're always in each other's spaces. Walter will walk up to Brian. Brian will put his nose down and they have a little sniff. Walter rubs on the side of Brian's face and Brian cleans him. Often Walter gets very wet after these interactions. They get snuggly and love each other. It's great. I didn't expect the bonding to happen so quickly with the cows. Size difference is massive, obviously, but yeah, they're like best friends now. Simon, our 2,500 pound steer, was actually the first cow that Walter walked up to and greeted. His face is probably 4 or 5 times the size of Walter. But then he really bonded with Brian, who also is a big cow. He would just jump on his back and just kind of watch his body language to see how he'd react. It's so surprising to see how he can read such a large animal's body language so well. Walter gets along with everybody. Goats, he's actually surprisingly a little afraid of. I think they're just a bit more rambunctious for him. He'll play with the bunnies, very gentle and loving with them. He's friends with pretty much everybody. We are a farm rescue. We lend a permanent home to rescue farmed animals, and we tend to just have feral cats that just show up. Walter was one of many that showed up. He was pretty beat up, very, very thin, definitely looking for food. And we found out later that he was actually living in our haystack. So we kept seeing him at certain times of the night, but he'd just run from us as soon as he saw a human. But he seemed to start to get comfortable with the cows, which was great. So then we were able to kind of like put food in the cows area for him that they couldn't reach. And then he started sticking around a little bit more. It took us like a good 6 to 8 months to actually get him used to us. I felt so sorry for him. He looked pretty sickly. He had lots of like kind of battle scars on him. He'd had a tough life. He was surviving. To be able to help him at all was definitely at the forefront of my mind. His personality came out so much more when he was no longer in survival mode. Walter is probably the most personable barn cat we have. He is so funny. He's very snuggly. We'll just jump on our shoulders and like walk around and do barn chores with him on my shoulders. He always wants to be with you. He's just so loving and sweet, for sure. Walter's job is the official greeter of Love of Brian Farm Sanctuary. He is so friendly, and people can't believe when they come in. Like, they're just sort of used to barn cats being there, but not necessarily interested in them. And he is like obsessed with people. So within minutes, he'll usually try to jump on someone's shoulders. So Walter's sort of becoming our little local celebrity. Walter's totally changed my life. And from the moment I saw him, there was something about him. He wanted to hang out, like he wanted to get to know us, and you could tell just something else there, you know? And just seeing his bond with Brian, I would say that that's definitely changed my perspective in terms of don't have any expectations for a certain animal or a certain being or species. They are capable of just about anything.